Superman and the rest of the Justice League unite to battle a hulking monster named Doomsday, but it's ultimately up to the Man of Steel to save the day as the two titans square off in the heart of Metropolis. Today we will recap a story of 2018 movie called The Death of the Superman. The movie starts with a criminal group named Inter Gang kidnaps the mayor of the Metropolis city, and are taking mayor and his wife with them, but the Superman arrives just on time, and saves the policemen and mayor and his wife from the notorious gang. Later Flash and Cyborg also arrives there. Cyborg scans the Intergang armor, and he thinks that it is from the apocalypse. For further analysis he takes the metal piece to the Star Labs. Cyborg and Superman then leaves, while the Flash is given the task of cleaning up the destructions by the Superman. Scene shift, and we see Superman meets Daily Planet reporter, Miss Lane. He tells Miss Lane about how her story helped him earn the people's trust. Later Superman tells him about how he come to Earth, his family heritage and origin to Miss Lewis because she was writing an article about her. Later that night, Lois meets Clark Kent's, Superman's human identity which Lois doesn't know. Adoptive parents, Jonathan Kent and Martha Kent. Because of her little knowledge about Clark's personal life, Lois leaves upset and reconsiders their relationship. Later at SDR Labs, Dr. Silas Stone and Dr. John Irons examine the technology from the Intergang attack and confirm it to be of mixed apocalyptian and Earth origin, leaving Superman to suspect that his archenemy Lex Luthor was involved in supplying Intergang with the guns. So he goes to Lex Luthor to confront him, but Lex Luthor was under house arrest, and he denies any involvement with the Intergang, although Superman leaves, but he is still suspicious. Meanwhile in space, astronauts Hank Henshaw, his wife Terry are fixing a spaceship, but suddenly they are impacted by a meteorite that portaled out of nowhere. The meteor damages their ship, killing Terry and the crew, leaving Hank's fate unknown. Upon crash landing, one of the Star Labs employee gives Lex Luthor the coordinates of the crashed spaceship, and tells that his son's antitoxin will be delivered within an hour, and at last congratulates him for his survival. Lex Luthor sends a submarine crew to investigate while the Atlanteans do the same. While they are exploring, they encounter Atlassians, Aquaman tribe. Suddenly a creature emerges out of the meteorite and kills the Atlanteans and the crew and flees the scene. The creature then goes to a nearby city, and goes on a rampage to kill the civilians. The Justice League gets the news and Hawkman arrives at the scene, although he beats him at first, but the creature is able to fight him back. The Green Lantern saves the Hawkman, and then goes to fight the creature. But the creature defeats Green Lantern too. Later at the scene Flash arrives. The creature is about to kill the Flash, but then Batman just in the nick of time. The Batman then plants bomb in his face and it bursts. The scene then shift to Clark. Lane and Clark meet in a restaurant. Clark confesses to Lois that he is Superman. Lois then gets a message about the monster, and Clark hears it and flees the restaurant to stop the monster. He leaves a note that reads, "My last secret. I love you." We see several members of the League injured and the monster nearly kills Wonder Woman before Superman arrives to confront it. The being emerges from its suit and is revealed to be a gray-skinned, white-haired monster with incredible strength, stamina, and invulnerability. The creature, dubbed Doomsday by Lois, attacks Superman, who grapples with it. Superman and Doomsday engage in a fierce battle across Metropolis which eventually leaves Superman critically wounded and exhausted. Lex Luthor too arrives with his suit, but he is also defeated by the Doomsday. When the monster sees Lois and prepares to kill her, Superman flies toward it at full speed and deals a blow that snaps Doomsday's neck, ending the monster's violent rampage. Superman is victorious, but is stabbed in the chest and dies in Lois' arms, a scene that is filmed by Jimmy Olsen. Around the world people gets emotional seeing this. In the aftermath, a state funeral is held for Superman, and the Kents welcome Lois into their family. Sometime later, Jimmy brings Lois back to Superman's memorial where his coffin is empty. As the world watches, a figure resembling Superman flies away. In a series of mid- and post-credits scenes, a clone of Superman survives numerous failed experiments from LexCorp. Dr. Irons is seen forging his own Superman suit from steel. Superman's rocket buries itself in the North Pole, resulting in the creation of the Fortress of Solitude, and a Superman-like cyborg is seen flying in space. And with this the movie ends. I hope you liked the explanation. For more please subscribe to our channel. Until then, goodbye.